Hello. Today I've got very exciting news for everybody. I've introduced a brand new Buildprax Measure Pro, which includes the bills of quantities, certificates, feasibilities, very nice and exciting stuff to play with. And I hope that somewhere I could make the life of somebody easier. And let's jump right into it. I will quickly run through what the latest updates are. So, on the measurement side, which you are familiar with this drawing and how it works, you just create you upload the drawing, you set your scale, and you start measuring items like that. So there's your construction area measured, and your bathrooms, lounge and kitchen, etc. So the biggest addition to the measurement area is that the measurement items will always remain there, even if you click between the drawings, and you will see that it's there. And so if you have multi-level drawings with the same items on it, so you can keep on measuring in the same items there, and it will bring you your same totals there. The little one that you can see there in the front with the number of these things, it is related to the number of the drawing that you will see there. So as you load more and more and more drawings, each one will get a number, and your measurements will show the drawing number, the first number there. Okay, so that is basically it on the measurements. It's very simple and straightforward, like the other ones. But so let's jump into the bills of quantities. Um, so this bill of quantities is now linked to your drawings. So when you and let me show you later. So when you will start off with the project name again and the project number, and we will carry on. So that is when, right at the beginning of the project, where we started the project, we would have had all these fields to fill in. What you will see now, the addition there is the bills of quantities type. So you can either choose no bills of quantities, or we want a single one, or a sectional building bills of quantities if you've got different types of buildings on in one project. Or you can copy a structure from an existing project, and the structure is meaning it is the whole bill of quantities with all the items to be measured and all the bill of quantities items and the links between them. So you can just virtually upload a drawing, copy the structure, upload the new drawing, and you measure the areas or the lengths or the numbers, and the links that is between the drawing and your bill of quantities will stay there, and it will be automatically filled. The items format, and that is just the format of H123, etc. It is just how you want to structure your bill of quantities and further documentation. It is to your own liking, and how many logos you want to be added, and if you a logo on your continuation page, and which will look then. So if you go to your cover, it will look like that. So that is then the logos that you've got, and the name of the project, and where it was, and with a base date, and it shows the currency. So I normally choose to open a empty bill of quantities, which I've done, and then I add the bills with my items afterwards. So, for instance, I've now preloaded these preliminaries and earthworks and just a few items and masonry. So just to show you, so I can add now another bill, and we say we create a blank bill and we call it, say, waterproofing, and create the bill. It will automatically start with bill number 5, which is the next number, waterproofing, and add an item. We say we can copy this now from another, or you create your own one, which will just go like that, or you will add an item from the model bill of quantities. The model bill of quantities has got virtually thousands and thousands and thousands of items to choose from. It's got 27 bills or trades, if you want to call it like that. We have said now in waterproofing, and there's some notes, and we say we want to copy that one in walls, and it is under surface beds, or let's say one layer of damp-proof course in surface bed, and you can add as many as you want, and you will see all these items. It is a model bill of quantities of thousands, virtually thousands of items you can choose from. You insert your 3 rows, and there we are. Now you've got your items here, and you want to measure it. You just click here at the bottom, and it opens the measurements. And I'd like to just say it is construction area. It is construction, whatever you want to have as a reference, and we say 1. And so now you will put length times the width or the height or whatever, because it's in meters square. But and you can just add, if you wanted to measure 5, 6, and you another reference there, and you measure 2 times 5 times 6, and that carries on like that. Or the beauty of this is you go there and you press 1, and you say you link to your measurements. We link your measurements. Now then it opens your measurement items, these construction area, bedroom, bathrooms, wall height, lounge, kitchen, all these areas, and the totals that you have measured from your drawing, your measurement items in your bill of on your measurements are now opening there. And you want to that is if you want to change your so we now got to link an area. Let's say the construction area there. We want to link this to the bill of quantities. You just click there, click on the area, click in the cell you wanted it, and you deselect it, and you can say 1 again, and that area is there. So when you are finished, sorry, I go very fast. There's a lot to cover. Then you just double click and you are finished, and it will have your total there. So and this is how you can go on with all your measurements that you want. Let's say, for instance, masonry, which I've already pre-filled 1 brick walls there. It is, let's say, our external walls were 1 brick walls. We go to there, we say the external walls, external walls 1, and the length is the length of your external walls. You click on that and you click in there, and the height would be deselect that, and then your height is 3 meters. And there's your external walls measured straight from your thing. If your drawing is changing, these items will also change. If you add more items to your drawing, if you add more items to these measurements items, and you want to put more measurements, and these totals change, all the totals will change in your bill of quantities as well. So this is then automatically linked, and we call it a link, and so that's and then so you have your bill of quantities. Nice and clean and easy. No need to switch between programs and screens and have 5 different screens open. You can have your drawing here, you measure it, you got the totals of your measurement on your screen, and it is linked. Sorry, I'm going to run very fast through this. So, and then you've got your bill of quantities. So now we have um, got your bill of quantities, went out to tender, and you get your new. We've already priced our bill of quantities just for our own estimates and budgets, and we got the tenders back, and we add a contractor, and we say the contractor is ABC, and we add him, and now it's ABC's. Yeah, so we will say price the document. So ABC is going to be contractor this, and we will enter the new items of ABC. So, and it carry on like that. So each contractor will have then his own rates, and we carry on. So, and then you finish until you say finish pricing, and then you extra finish pricing, and then end the pricing of your document. I just want to add in one more contractor, DEF, add him there, and I want to show you quickly. Preliminaries, we go there and we start pricing the document. We say start pricing, and we 50, and that guy's got 45, 30, whatever it is, and we price the document like that. So for we complete thing. So then you say finish pricing. Now, when you say finish pricing, it will give you a total of each bill, preliminaries, earthworks, concrete, whatever your bills were, and you can then check very quickly if your totals and your contractor's totals line up, and you will see if there's a rhythmic error between yours or his, and you can easily check it by going back to the preliminaries, earthwork, concrete from there. Okay, and then when you're happy, everything is fine, then you end your document, and then you're out. So once you've done this now for all your contractors, you check them in, and all their prices are in, you go and view comparison, and here's your estimated budget, and each one will show the lowest, it will total the lowest contractor. And the reason why we do that is to see if everything's jumped out for you. For instance, that a contractor made a mistake or something, so that if there's a big irregularity, it will show it in the light blue color. And so there's your tender comparison, and it will be for your whole bill. That will probably be a few pages, and you can print it and save it as a PDF, or you print it on a file, and you can attach it to your tender report. That brings us then, so this is basically the bills of quantities. There are many other items where you can include. So if you right click here, you can edit an item, you can insert a new item, you can delete items. If you can edit the items, so if you right click, you can insert from a model, you can insert from another project, and so on. But I'm very willing to go through a live demo with you when we've got more time, and just contact me by email, and and we book a time, and I can do a demonstration. You can ask all the questions you want. So I would very quickly just want to run through to certificates. In the certificates, we will have the same. How many logos do you want in your certificate? When is the date of your valuation? Let's say it's the 31st of the third. Is it the interim or a penultimate or final? Is there advance payment? Let's say yes. If it is it a percentage or is it a value? Or and let's say in this case it is 20%, and how you're going to pay it back with also a percentage, and we say it is paid back 25% for instance, and the retention is 5%, and who's signing the document, and we say Pete Pompis is going to sign that one, and if there are additional ones is whatever, if there are more signatures required. Then we continue and we say we start a new certificate. So this is the first certificate. So you start the valuation and you can either put the percentage completed for that month or the quantity. So if you go the quantity, let's say for instance it is 0.5, then the percentage complete will automatically go. And so if you say the percentages, then so 20, and then you will see the quantity will change. So just to make this quickly, I just put there 50, let's say we say 50% everywhere. And this is what your certificate will look like. Now, if you show your summary of your certificate, and it will show you your total and then previously and this month. So hide the summary, and then you view your certificate, and this it will look like your certificate with the logos that you have loaded up, and you have your contracted value, which is the contract value, and then the value that's been completed, add the advance payment, less advance repayment, and then there's a subtotal, and then the retention value added tax if there's, and it will say the amount of value added tax that's been added into this one, and because your value added tax will always be a cumulative total. And then your certificate will be showing a detailed certificate down like that. So you can just print it out, and it is virtually like that. So if you want to start a new certificate, start a new one, all the previous totals, you say all the previous totals will go. It is the new valuation. It will ask, that's the next certificate now. It is still interim, it is still 5%, and still the person that is signing it. Okay, and continue. And you will see the previously certified is now there. All the items for previously certified is jumped into there, and you start a certificate, and you can now put in the new figures that you've wanted. So it's 56 and 66, 66, 66, whatever. And you'll see then it will take it further to your previous, so it will be your total complete less your previously, and show you the month. And this is your certificates. Very easy, and everything is always linked to the bill of quantities. So if your bill of quantities change and you've got variations and you change it in your bill of quantities, the bill items will come and it will always change here. So the bill of quantities will change, and you will always have your final account value here, and your certificates will reflect through there. So your estimates and certificates, estimates and feasibility, which is quite comprehensive, and that was why I was running so quickly. So let's say we want a feasibility. the name of the person is on Pete, and you want to have, so you've got architect's drawings, and you say yes, and it is the name of the architect is Pencil Architects, and you can add the drawing number if you want, and so on. So that we didn't have at that stage a structural or any of these engineers, or if they had, you can add their details there. Then is lands is land value subject to VAT? Then we say yes or no. Is VAT on your improvement cost? Let's say, for instance, yes. Sometimes we do not, and in general costs, let's say no. The date of this feasibility and the base date. So let's say the date of this feasibility is the 31st of March, and the base date is then the 1st of March. So the contractor will start on site, let's say 3 months later, and he will start on, let's say, July. The construction period, we say, is 12 months, and the annual escalation is 4%. Detailed design contingency is 2.5%. Your contingency is 5%. The cash flow factor for the construction. And are there any other exclusions that you want to include? You can just click them here. Yes or no, which ones is included, or you add a few more escalations. These are just normal things that we can put normally in there. And you want to add direct costs. If you want direct costs, and you will say yes. And if it is in hotels, you will see a long list of items that could be in hotels or in hospitals is direct cost. That is patient's bed, medical, x-ray equipment, whatever we've got there. Or let's say industrial, manufacturing, robotics, conveyor systems, landings, anything that you would want if included into your thing. Let's say, for instance, just for that, we will have one there. And what is the contingency of the direct cost? And let's say that is 3%, and we will say create your estimate. So your estimate is then will look like this, your front page, and this is your executive summary. Then we will always go to, so your notes, these are then created by the information you've added in the front. Say whatever these assumptions are, and whatever your exclusions are, and it tells us what the program is, what the cost escalations is, and we will have our income. The income, are you going to get your income from selling your the units, or is it from rental unit? Is it current rates that you're using, or is it escalated? Let's say it is escalated, and it is 4% per year. And how many different rental types is there? Like, is there different types of offices or shops, or what we will have different types of income. Let's say we have two for that matter. Now type 1 is, let's say, type A, and the rentable area. You can now link this from let's say the rentable area for that one was there. You can link this also to your drawings, and you say that one is $45. And when will rental income start? So it's upon completion of the and we need this for the cash flow forecast for when the rental income starts. And the unit type B is unit type B, and we've got a rentable, so we can link from your DMTs. DMTs are drawing measurement totals, and let's say it is this one, and your rate is 40. And again, when it will be completion. Is there parking included in the rent? If no, then we say if there are 5 open at 50 and there's 4 at 75, and basements there are 3 at 140, and vacancy factor is 15% or 10% or whatever you want, and you lie for 1% for all your overheads or no, and then we can say you can break your overheads, operating costs and overheads up into project management, cleaning, or you can add more. And I normally just put these type of rates in it if you want to do that, but you can add another cost line there. So if we press continue, you will see your Annexure A will have your expended income, and your total development cost is still 0 at this stage. We will come back to that, but here's your rentable area. It is currently like this, and at the time of when the project started, it will be that, and that's your monthly income, less your vacancy factor, and less your operating costs. Will give you your monthly income, annual income, and it will give you your return on investment. So if you go then to your land, and we the same thing, you fill in just the parameters the same as is there. So if you got your land area, you can link it to your drawing by pressing your this link, and it will open the values of your drawing, and you can put a rate, or you can have just, if you have a purchase amount, you can just say yes, and it was 100,000, and that the agent fees are inclusive. Sorry, I'm going very fast. The transfer costs are not included, and then let's say that are 5%, and the effective date of the purchase is on the 1st of this whatever, and the land to be purchased at the start of the project, and there's your cost for your land value. And the next is your improvement cost. The improvement cost is you got your area calculation. So you can, again, you link to your DMTs. You can say your construction area is that, and it's done. So you've got your construction areas linked to your drawing. So if your drawing changes, these are changing. So your builder's work, you can have either have pick a total from the column from your bill of quantities. It bring all your bill of quantities as price. You can use these rates, and if it say use that rate, then it is that rate, and it will gives you the rate per square meter. Or you can, and you put in a rate per square meter there, and it will give you, let's say we've had a rate there of 400, and it would have been now the rate of the rate 400. Oh, sorry, man. Sorry. So I must clear link. Sorry, you must always clear the link, enter the rate, and it will go in there. So it's 113, and it is there. Then your site clearance, you can also, let's say you had your quantity, your you can link this also again. So if you want to, you can link this to your drawing, or you can type it in the area. And let's say your site area is 500, and bulk earthworks, there's a cubic meter which you can work out, and let's say that is 35, and your rate is 6, and so on. So your external works will carry on like that, or you can edit it and link it to your drawings, like what I'm trying to say. And so you will have all your external plumbing, your external works, your general items like external works. Guy tells us entrance swimming pools, or you can add a few more. The escalation is now already calculated by your the factors that you've given at the start. Contingencies is there. Your manufacturer items, you can put Anthem, and that is 40,000, and you'll see that there's your um, uh, direct cost contingency, and there's the subtotal of all your costs. You can, for professional fees, you can add one figure, or you can put in the project manager 2%. And so if you put 13%, then the core consultants, that means it is all your core consultants is for that. And or you can make that 0, and they will come out, and then you can put in 2% of 90,000, and it will calculate whatever the fees are, and it will tell you the total of your fees will always show there if you do them one by one. All these engineers and their fees, we've got them all kinds of other consultants that you can try, or you can add more. And then we've got a for your plan approval fees and your disbursements, and at the end you will have your improvement total improvement cost. The same will go then with your general cost. Your general cost is virtually just a list of items that you think that which is not included in your land and improvement cost. And let's say there's a 3% of their development, 3%, and so on. And you fill up, and once you're happy, you will say that is fine. Always you can have a print preview. You can see what is happening, and you can save all of these things to Excel, or to save it as a PDF. Then we've got your finance cost. The finance cost is just your interest. Use the development cash flow, where I will show you now where we can do that, or you use cash flow factors. Let's say we use cash flow factors. Let's say the land is okay, there's no interest because it is on day 0, or the interest is 0. So let's say the interest is 5% in this case. And if you use the cash flow factors, then your land would have been, that is now made from your land. Your improvement is the cash flow factor for the improvements, or you can have your general cost cash flow factors like that. Or if you use your development cash flow, you'll see the finance cost is 9.9. And how we got to that is you will have first your construction cash flow, where we will show what is the building cost from the contractor, and if there's an advance payment, retention payments, and it will show you this. And we'll have a cash flow worked out here, built on the formula for the S curve. And so your construction cash flow will look like that, and your development cash flow is then made up like this. And you can change here if your development fee must be split over the contract evenly during the construction, then it will add it there. If your initiation fee is every second month, but there's 0. So there, if you can have every second month, and it will go every second month as you wish. And the income, if there was an income, it would shown here if you started to sell in, let's say, from this month onwards, and it will go there, and then your cash flow will go negative from that side. But your interest is then worked out monthly for this period. And but I know I run very quickly through all of this, And it is just to show you very briefly what we can do with our estimates and certificates and bill of quantities. And as I said, you are very welcome to book with me a, a session, and I'll go through. We'll have our cash flow graphs just to show more or less what it is. There's the construction, and this is the development. The figures that we filled in this look now so high, yeah. But and we will then go back to our executive summary, and the executive summary would have filled in these values that we have worked out, and it will give you your return on investment. And Pete would have signed it and the date, or if you want to have a print, all these pages to PDF, you can print all the pages that you select is, and you say all these ones, and they will send it all to a PDF, and you've got one document, including all your annexes up to H, or the ones that you have chosen. Okay, so this is basically very briefly on what we have done today, and I am very excited about this, and I really, really want you guys to please contact me. It is my email is at support@buildprax.com, and you're very welcome. And I will also, I'm going to put in a space on the website where you can book a live session with me to go through these things a little bit more in detail. But I'm very excited about that, and I really, really hope that I could help somebody somewhere in the world, and then I will be very happy. Okay, and thanks very much. Bye bye.